And Golini, once of Atalanta, will make his debut against his former club. As you can see, very focused there. And the Cannavaro brothers are in attendance. Fabio on the right, and Paolo to his right on our left.
Yeah. Okay, andiamo.
Andiamo, andiamo raga, forza!
Andiamo!
Napoli lost for only the second time in the league last week. Despite that, Luciano Spalletti's men can extend their lead to 18 points after Inter's shock defeat at Spezia last night. Atalanta have failed to win any of their last three, but they were victorious on this ground last season. La Dea's most recent away win this term came at Lazio, the team that defeated Napoli 8 days ago. Another big turnout at the Maradona in this historic season for Napoli, chasing down a first Scudetto in 33 years. Giampiero Gasperini's Atalanta, the latest hurdle for them to overcome. The two most experienced coaches in Serie A in terms of matches that they have taken charge of in the Italian top flight. Luciano Spalletti with 545, Giampiero Gasperini with 510. You can add one to each of those respective tallies for tonight's match. The important message from Lega Serie A: keep racism out. That will be a theme throughout this round of fixtures and indeed next weekend's games, which are the final round of fixtures before the international break. Two players that could be playing as teammates on this ground for Italy against England, Giovanni Di Lorenzo and Rafael Toloi, both international players under Roberto Mancini. There's Andrea Colombo, who's still finding his feet at this level. Only his 13th match in charge at Serie A level. 10 of them have come this season. And Paolo Valeri is the other end of the spectrum, hugely experienced, tonight's video assistant referee. And we will now have a minute's silence to remember the 74 victims of the tragedy that occurred off the coast of Crotone in Calabria, in Cutro, last month. Our thoughts go out to all of those affected by the tragedy off the coast of Calabria last month. And Di Lorenzo, as ever, with his key message for the players as part of that Napoli huddle. It's been a fixture and a feature throughout this season. What a season it's been for the Azzurri, not only at home but abroad as well, and their Champions League endeavours will resume here on Wednesday night against Eintracht Frankfurt. Despite that, Spalletti has insisted his side are solely focused on the next hurdle. Big game for Pierluigi Golini. His debut comes against his former club, and he has big gloves to fill. Napoli have the chance to prove that the loss to Lazio was just a blip and not something more serious. We're up and running at the Maradona. Massimo Paganini, what would the Atalanta players have thought when they saw Golini lining up in the tunnel instead of Alex Meret?
I think nothing changed with them, you know, in that moment of the match. You're not thinking about that. It's maybe could change something in Napoli's player, but you know, I don't think that they can create to them some problems. We have just to wait and see, because Atalanta will play with the 3-4-1-2. It means there will be one man in between the lines, that is Pasalic, and the two men in front, because the last time they played just a 3-5-2 against Milan away, and they didn't play so well.
Oliveira beaten to it by Mele. He's kept it in play, or so he thought. Whistle has gone for an Atalanta throw. Duvan Zapata getting the nod in the team ahead of Lookman. Surely Spalletti would have planned for the Nigeria international to play tonight.
Yes, but with Zapata in front, it means that they have two centre forward on you.
Politano, two for company. If he can find a cross, instead he uses Di Lorenzo. Well in by Edison, who knows this region well, having first moved to Serie A with Salernitana in January of last season. Zapata now, first run forward for him. Has been injured, big Colombian. It's a boost for Gasperini to have him back available for selection. Missed the last 3 games with a thigh problem. And that's why Højlund and Lookman have been able to emerge. Problems for Muriel and Zapata. Kvaratskhelia now, who was missing in the reverse fixture. We didn't see him in Bergamo. Højlund bouncing off the challenge with Kim, and the last touch was off the Atalanta man.
Yeah, there will be 2 against 2. It means that Kim have to take Zapata, or Højlund, and Rahmani have to take Zapata. It depends from which position they will take the 2 forward, but it will be a 2 against 2 especially, and Napoli have to pay attention, because they are very fast, Højlund and Zapata in front.
Oliveira continues to play at left back. Mario Rui serving game 2 of his 2-match ban after kicking out at Caputo of Empoli. Osimhen was unlikely to reach that before either Jim City or Musso. Calmly done by Musso to find Ruggeri. Another player who was with Salernitana last season. He was teammates with the man on the ball, Edison. Cleared away by De Roon. Kim has given it straight to Zapata. Now it's Højlund. Zapata takes over. Here he is again. Zapata surging away from Kim. The cross is overhit for Pasalic.
No one was in the middle of the box, because Zapata was wide, and Højlund and Pasalic didn't take the position inside the box. But as we said, as I said, it's 1 against 1. So when you play with that space behind you, it's not so easy to play with a centre forward that are so fast.
Both of Napoli's league defeats this season have come via 1-0 scorelines at Inter on the opening game of 2023, and most recently last Friday here against Lazio. Zapata, Højlund making the forward run, well cut out by Kim. And that goal from Matías Vecino, which settled the game against Lazio, did end a sequence of consecutive clean sheets for Meret and Napoli, but no Meret tonight. Kvaratskhelia. Lobotka. Well in by Scalvini, gets it back from Jim City. But Zombong-Issa has regained possession. Politano, Zielinski, and now Politano! It's a good save from Musso.
It's a good break by Napoli. Here Politano received the ball, tried the ball inside, 1-2 with Zielinski, and the return ball he shot perfectly.
It's not been a great campaign for Matteo Politano, just one goal from open play. He's not scored here in a long time. But he's back in because of that injury to Lozano. Zielinski takes the corner, up and away by Scalvini. Oliveira's won it. Now Zapata was tripped by Di Lorenzo.
Atalanta have to pay attention, as we saw before, because Napoli used to press very high, do not give time and space to the players with the ball, and Atalanta have to try to move the ball and use the width of the pitch, because with the two men that's play with Ruggeri and Mele, they can use the width of the pitch, you know, and it's very important because Napoli used to play inside and leave the space outside.
There was a collective groan there, which also elicited a wow from Massimo Paganini after Derone played that very risky back pass to Musso. Give credit to the Atalanta goalkeeper, he stayed fairly calm, unruffled, and kept possession. Toloi finding Mele. Pasalic makes the forward run. In steps Oliveira. And he gets it back again from Zielinski. Jim City. Clipped forward by Toloi, good vision. Mele. Højlund waits in the box, so too Zapata. Derone breaking forward, and he's won a corner for the visitors. Several aerial threats now for Atalanta, including Scalvini, who's up from the back. Zapata is also very good in the air. Spalletti will expect his defence to get the job done here. And it comes from Ruggeri, away by Kim, and it's volleyed over by Mele.
Well defended by Napoli in this situation. They are all more or less in the same line in the 6-yard box, and they defended there.
Gasperini was very complimentary about Napoli, understandably so. He said we're up against a team that is achieving something extraordinary and who will win the league. However, he didn't agree that Atalanta had nothing to lose. Can they repeat that brilliant performance when they won here last season by 3-2 and knock Napoli off top spot? Di Lorenzo, Osimhen, very nearly got away from Jim City.
Yeah, good run. He's going to take Jim City and run behind him just to try to receive the ball in the space behind him.
Clever flick from Zielinski. In it comes from Politano. Zapata, good ball that. Højlund stepping away from Lobotka. Zapata dispossessed by Politano.
And in this situation, the two wings two Napoli's wing, Politano in this situation and on the other side Kvaratskhelia, are really important for Napoli because they came back and they defended really well. During this season they are doing these kind of things in transition really well.
Pasalic trying to force his way through. It is a foul on Lobotka. Quite a turnaround since that game here last season, which Atalanta won 3-2. Napoli sat third with 36 points, one place above Atalanta after that game. Atalanta were 2 points further adrift. Since then, Napoli have taken 41 points more than Atalanta between what remained of the rest of that campaign and 25 matches we've played so far this season. Scalvini, big boost to get him back from that ankle injury. Derone taken away by Kim. There's Pasalic tried to retrieve it. Derone, his was the last touch. Not that he necessarily agrees with the assistant. Atalanta's most recent game did end in a goalless draw against Udinese. They are struggling a little bit in front of goal. They didn't find the net at Milan either in the game prior to that. Could only score one against Lecce in a 2-1 home defeat. That's why it's just 1 point from a possible 9 recently. No such issues for Napoli. Was that a soft foul against Zapata?
Really soft, Patrick, really soft. He took a risk to try to control the ball inside, so he couldn't cover that ball.
Jim City's done a good job so far keeping tabs on Victor Osimhen, who remains the league's top scorer with 19 goals. His consecutive streak of matches in which he found the net came to an end at 8. Lazio with that all-important clean sheet, but he's hoping to get straight back on the horse. The Osimhen-inspired dessert still doing a roaring trade in the city of Naples, as are those face masks. See plenty of them, not only on match day, but also throughout the week too. Time and space for Matias Oliveira. Lobotka lost his footing and nearly allowed Pasalic to nip in. Golini hasn't had a save to make just yet. Zielinski, there's that clever drop of the shoulder. Then tried to release Kvaratskhelia, but Toloi read it well. Joachim Mele. Zombonguissa winning back the loose ball. And now Di Lorenzo can break forward. Kvaratskhelia wandering central. Di Lorenzo. Now it's Osimhen. Good tackle from Ruggeri, he's won the throw too.
Yeah, when Napoli had the possibility, Di Lorenzo drive the ball, but he took a position inside the pitch, not outside, with his feet on the line, and it's Politano that opened the defense on the other side. Osimhen used to do that run, we saw it before, in front or behind the defender, so they knew exactly what they have to do, and Di Lorenzo tried to find his teammates on that position.
Zapata holding it up well. Now Højlund trying to expose Kim. Golini was out swiftly and Kim made sure Højlund couldn't get there. Not much in the way of opportunities in the opening 14 minutes here at the Maradona. Route 1 from Di Lorenzo. This is where Osimhen can really hurt opposition defenders. Cross came Jim City. Sombongisa. Di Lorenzo for Lobotka. Oliveira urged forward. Kvaratskhelia. Still Kvaratskhelia. Now it's Zielinski. Thought about the shot. Zielinski does let fly. Atalanta are able to snuff out the effort. Ederson tried to be too cute. Well won by Di Lorenzo. And the yellow card comes out for Ruggeri just as Politano wanted the advantage. Di Lorenzo impeded. And the first player's name in the book is that of Matteo Ruggeri.
I think that Ruggeri wasn't late. Yes, he was late on that ball. He arrived late. I don't know if he had to be booked or not, but you know, it's a foul for sure. Not easy for Atalanta to come back and build up from the back because there were 10 players behind the line of the ball, and Ruggeri controlled the ball, come outside, but nobody was in front of him. That's a problem, you know, when you try to defend very low and close to your box.
You can understand why Politano in particular was so desperate for a goal, was unhappy that the referee stopped play so swiftly. There was scope for an advantage there for Napoli. Can they make the set piece count? Politano sends it in on by Rahmani and watched over the top by Musso. Massimo, we saw Paolo Cannavaro earlier on, sat next to Fabio, and he said in the week that Rahmani reminds him a lot of himself when he was a player, the former Napoli captain. He said he can do everything, but he doesn't excel in any particular area. Would you agree with that assessment?
He's a good player, not excellent. We have to remember that you know, in the last few seasons they had a great centre defender as Koulibaly. So if you have to compare Koulibaly to Rahmani, I agree with him. But in a team that is winning in this, you know, winning the league like they are doing, it means that the two at the back, if we think that Napoli conceded just 16 goals, it means they are doing really well.
Indeed, Napoli with the best backline in Serie A, followed by Lazio. Now, Mele getting in behind and looking for Zapata. Did he need to loft the ball? Only he knows. Ederson, Scalvini. Pasalic. Toloi getting forward. And that was half a chance there for Atalanta.
Yeah, that was a chance, but the accuracy of the pass or the cross that you have to do in that situation, Mele, have to be better than that, because when you play against Napoli, you know that they will not give to you too much opportunity. So the ones that you have, you need to use it well.
Forward by Rahmani. Osimhen, that was high, and it might be a card coming as well for the league's top scorer. Ederson caught in the face, and Osimhen took a chance there. On another day, that might have been even red.
I don't know, red. He just tried to control that ball. He was see again. It was a long ball. He didn't do on purpose. He just tried to control with the ball. If you see, just try to go to the ball and try to control. Of course, he touched in the face Ederson, but it wasn't on purpose.
No real intent from Osimhen, and Ederson didn't make too much of the challenge either. Luciano Spalletti was quoting former US President Theodore Roosevelt in his press conference yesterday. Said, eyes on the stars, feet on the ground. Does fancy himself as something of a poet, Spalletti. Several memorable quotes this season, and that one, albeit with a touch of plagiarism. Can be sure he would be honorary president of Naples if he can not only win the Scudetto after 33 years, but potentially guide Napoli to the Champions League. Stranger things have happened. Ruggeri. Zapata now. Rahmani wants the throw, but he needed every inch of his considerable frame there just to catch up and win the last-ditch challenge. So far, Kvaratskhelia has been quiet. Kvaratskhelia now coming to life. It caught Zielinski, and it will be a goal kick. Kvaratskhelia picked up Player of the Month for the second time this season. He was the winner in August as well. He's the first ever player to win that particular prize twice in the same season. Now Ruggeri up against his opposite number, Di Lorenzo. Zapata. Politano too strong for the Colombian. Brilliant work. Jim City can't believe the throw's gone the way of Napoli there. Did seem to bounce off Osimhen last.
It was a throw-in for Atalanta. You know, it could be a mistake, doesn't matter. Jim City have to take focus on the match, not one just wrong decision.
Talk to me about Politano. There's a huge difference in size between him and Zapata, and yet he knocked the Colombian off the ball, shoulder to shoulder. Zapata, meantime, has found Pasalic. Atalanta looking to work the overload on the opposite side. Derone. Pasalic again. Mele. This is Højlund in the channel. Højlund's cross. Pasalic got his head to it, but couldn't guide it on target.
He's not so good in the air, Pasalic. Change position with Zapata maybe could be better, but you know, Højlund didn't cross in first time because didn't see anybody inside the box. He had just to wait.
Here comes Zapata. Atalanta have won it back. Cleared away by Kim. Now Derone. Calmly done by Di Lorenzo.
Yeah, with a system like this, it means 3-4-1-2. They have to use the middle of they have to play the channel in the middle, you know, with the channel in the middle. It's not so easy because Napoli have a high density of players there because they play with a 3 midfield player plus 2 defenders, so it's not easy to pass through with the ball in vertical for Atalanta.
Kim Min-jae. Kvaratskhelia now trying to release Oliveira. That could be a corner unless someone catches it in white. And Kvaratskhelia makes sure the ball goes beyond the byline. And Derone surely can't have any complaints. A clear corner.
He was sure that the ball. He didn't touch the ball, but eventually he did wrong.
Midway through the first half, Napoli looking for a breakthrough here from the set piece. Bent in by Zielinski, away by Rafael Toloi. And Kim goes all the way home to Golini, up against his parent club. He did spend the first half of the season on loan with Fiorentina. It was essentially a goalkeeping swap as Salvatore Sirigu went to Florence and Golini came the other way. Zielinski keeping Derone at bay. Again, Derone not happy with the decision. Kvaratskhelia teasing it in, and it's another corner.
Napoli have a numbers up of players on the side lane. You know, it's very important for them to try to use it, and Atalanta at the moment is not so confident to close them on that position.
Politano takes this set piece, away again by Toloi. Kvaratskhelia has found Oliveira. Atalanta took the lead in the reverse fixture back in November. Penalty from Ademola Lookman. Just on the bench tonight. But Osimhen then equalised and Elmas got the winner in the absence of this man, Kvaratskhelia, through injury. Zielinski, nice disguise. Kvaratskhelia. Still Kvaratskhelia, and he was being pulled back by Diron.
Yes, they are in trouble because they change a lot, too much their position. We saw that Diron play very wide, or Toloi have to break the line of the defense to come out, so it's not so comfortable when you used to move a lot, you know, in that situation, and Napoli can take an advantage, as we saw in this situation with Kvaratskhelia.
More defending for Ladea to do here. This time it's Zielinski who takes, away by Jim City. Zombongisa was a snapshot that hit a white shirt, could have gone anywhere. And once again, Lobotka, the deepest man in blue. Oliveira didn't know too much about it. Zombongisa wasted no time in getting the shot away. But no real joy thus far for Napoli. Just that one effort from Politano that Musso was able to push behind the post. Edison. Gasperini did say he'd be happy if his side reproduced their performance from the reverse fixture. Suggests that he doesn't think they deserve to necessarily lose that game at Gavis. Zielinski. Once again, Di Lorenzo wandering in field. It's behind Osimhen, but Kvaratskhelia will catch up to it. Kvaratskhelia, there's that drop of the shoulder. Kvaratskhelia nearly snuck it in.
What a play by Kvaratskhelia, that with that movement he will see the ball. It wasn't for Osimhen. Kvaratskhelia, as I said, used the width of the pitch. 1-2 against 1. Good movement inside the box. You just have to find, you shoot on goal.
Taken short this time by Zielinski, and it comes from Kvaratskhelia. Away by Zapata. Kvaratskhelia got above Højlund. Zielinski. Rafael Toloi comes away with it. And Højlund is quick. Kim will need to be careful. And he was.
Here we see again, he have tried to find a man behind. We see Anguissa was really angry in this situation because he wanted that ball. Maybe Kvaratskhelia could give him the ball back with a cutback, you know.
Højlund, Zapata for Edison. Still Edison letting fly. There was space to get the shot away.
As I say, Atalanta, when they have the opportunity, they have to use it better in this situation. Maybe he could shoot from outside, but you know, he had a lot of teammates just close to him to give the ball, give and go, or maybe try to create some problems to Napoli defense. Yet until now, they didn't have any problem.
Golini hasn't had a single save to make. Musso had to step in to deny Kvaratskhelia moments ago. But it wasn't just Zombongisa, there was Di Lorenzo too in support, looking for that cutback. Lobotka. Politano driving forward. That's going to be a yellow card for Scalvini. A cynical challenge from the youngster. Another player in the book, and a promising free kick here for Napoli.
It's a yellow card for Scalvini because Ruggeri didn't do very well. 1-against-1 with Politano, and that's what Napoli is trying to do on the right side. 1-against-1, Politano, dribble him. He created the space, drive the ball inside with his left foot, and Scalvini couldn't do nothing different than that.
Two more players that will be hoping to be part of Roberto Mancini's plans for the games against England and Malta. A week on Thursday is when that game will be played. Start of qualifying for Euro 2024. The Maradona has been chosen as the venue. It is essentially the capital of Italian football at this moment in time. You only need to look at the league table. Half an hour gone in Fuorigrotta. Zielinski sends it in for Osimhen, and he couldn't keep it down.
He knows that the ball, Osimhen, he knows that the ball will arrive there. He used the block of Rachmani in front of him just to move away from him and receive that ball. It was just a little bit higher for him. He couldn't do nothing different than that, but a good chance.
Even in that game, he failed to score against Lazio. He rattled the post, albeit at the other end of the ground. Could have easily made it 9 straight matches in which he'd scored in Serie A. Ruggeri, unable to evade Zombonguissa. Politano playing well. Duron. Højlund. Kim was aggressive. This is Oliveira. Kvaratskhelia wants the ball back, but it doesn't come, which is why there were a few groans of disapproval from the home crowd. Di Lorenzo. Osimhen for Politano. Now it's Di Lorenzo with that outside to in run. Kvaratskhelia finding the space for the cross, away by Salvini. And that's handball there. Scalvini with the all-important header clear, and Ederson winning the free kick.
And we saw again the position of the fullback, Oliveira, in that situation. It was inside, not outside, not an overlap, but a movement inside just to receive the ball or to create the space for Kvaratskhelia for the 1-against-1.
Oliveira made sure the pass didn't reach Rasmus Højlund, who has been a very good foil to Lookman. Slightly surprising not to see Lookman in the Atalanta 11 tonight, particularly given the Nigeria head coach. Portuguese José Peseiro is in the crowd watching. Osimhen and Lookman both part of his squad, and he'll be in Rome tomorrow for the game against Sassuolo, seeing his old friend Jose Mourinho. Forward by Rachmani. Easily judged by Jim City. Scalvini. Zapata. Ruggeri. Finally it breaks for Ederson. Højlund. Zapata's back on side. Now Zapata trying to get away from Rachmani. Zapata, Pasalic, Mele was waiting, but here come Napoli on the counter with Kvaratskhelia. Fortunate with the bounce of the ball, Osimhen came off Jim City last. Zielinski. Kvaratskhelia trying to show why he was voted Player of the Month for February. It was a brilliant second month of 2023 for him when you think about the excellent goals against the likes of Cremonese, in particular that strike in Reggio Emilia against Sassuolo, when he dribbled the ball unchallenged from the halfway line.
Napoli show how they can be very dangerous. They can have ball possession, and they can controlling the ball possession, or they can have a counter-attack like they did with Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen, and they can be very dangerous too.
That's the key to being a top side, having several different ways to hurt the opposition. Di Lorenzo. Ruggeri keeping an eye on Politano, who was keen to get things moving. Osimhen didn't come short for the ball. No one else in blue close enough to receive the throw. Di Lorenzo felt he was caught again, this time by Pasalic. The whistle's gone, so the Napoli skipper can get some treatment.
Yeah, it's very important when you have more than one weapon, you know, on your side. That's very important. And Napoli show that they can use whatever they want. It depends from the moments of the match. It's very important, it's very clever, and also it means that the team is really mature. They know what they have to do exactly.
Speaking of maturity, Spalletti was asked by the media yesterday as to whether the reverse fixture was a turning point in his side's season, but he said that this has been building ever since their pre-season training camp last summer. The home crowd trying to do their bit. No Atalanta supporters in tonight. They haven't been able to travel. Will be the same for any fans wishing to come from Frankfurt on Wednesday. There's been some controversy surrounding that particular decision. Nor did Rangers bring any fans to this game. So it's becoming a bit of a theme. Napoli supporters are also stopped from travelling after clashes with Roma supporters on the motorway. Kvaratskhelia. Zielinski. Now Lobotka. Kvaratskhelia. Could have been a cross, might have been a shot. Either way, it was charged down. Lobotka. Napoli doing more of the probing. Atalanta hoping to resist and then potentially get some joy on the counter. Zielinski. Easy for Mele to intercept. Good pace from Joachim Mele. He's got Højlund ahead of him. Kvaratskhelia played the ball, showing just how complete his particular skill set is. Not just good attacking, but also able to track back. We saw that from Politano earlier on. And that might be the secret to Napoli's success. Osimhen, will he get there? Not quite.
But again, what he used perfectly the space. He moved away and then attacked the space behind the defense line, and he knows that that ball will arrive in that position. You know, it's very important for Napoli this season.
Pasalic. Zapata. Pasalic again. Ruggeri has found Scalvini. And that's a corner for the visitors.
And again, Politano, that's defending really well on Scalvini. When you have a team like this that pay attention in every situation, and he will see again Kvaratskhelia on the side, Politano on the other side, two different moments, but they did perfectly when they have to defend.
No language barrier there for international teammates for Denmark, Højlund and Mele. Højlund wanted the ball a little bit quicker. Edison with the corner, away by Kim and on by Kvaratskhelia. Scalvini has a really good leap on him. He was threatening to meet that again. Derone wide for Mele. Awkward ball to control. Atalanta might be short-handed here defensively. Lobotka has to slam the brakes. Lobotka. Kvaratskhelia again stepping away from Mele. Now it's Lobotka. Zombongisa tempted by the shot, instead it's on for Politano. Di Lorenzo. Zombonguissa. Kvaratskhelia, they doubled up well on him there. Rafael Toloi trying to release Mele, but Kim reads the game so well. And now he's found Kvaratskhelia. Tyrone had to win the challenge. And Kim, who is a booking away from suspension, took a chance there.
Yeah, very aggressive. He had to spend that foul because he was out from his position, and he will see again that Tyrone arrived just in time on Kvaratskhelia. As I said, Napoli is just trying. He arrived late. He deserved a yellow card in that.
Kim has been under the threat of suspension for a long time now. It's his 7th straight match in the diffidati column. Those are booking away from suspension. Napoli's next match is not easy either, away at Torino, where it's expected a third of the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino will be populated by Napoli supporters, not just from Italy, but from neighbouring countries as well, France and Switzerland. Neapolitan diaspora turning out in force to watch the champions-elect. Osimhen, 1-against-1 with Jim City. Still Osimhen. And Musso nearly poked it into the path of Kvaratskhelia. This is Politano. And Osimhen, if he can control. Still Osimhen. Now he's asking for a penalty, but the flag goes up.
It was an offside, but a misjudged ball inside the box. He will see again by Mele that tried to dribble the man, and he will see again good save by Musso because Politano was there. Here again, the confidence of Osimhen inside the box that he didn't show immediately, but just try, you know, to do something. He will see again big mistake by Mele because in that situation you can't dribble, especially you can't dribble if you are right foot on right dribble inside because the ball is uncovered. So Politano was there and he just tried to shot on goal.
Musso with an important save, but Spalletti encouraged by what he's seen from his team so far. Ruggeri will be a relieved man because his body language suggested that was a foul. The whistle had gone for offside. The whistle's gone again here because Jim City's down with a problem, and Osimhen sportingly inquiring as to what the issue is. Has been a frustrating time of things for Atalanta when it comes to the treatment table. Palomino, Scalvini, Zappacosta and Zapata are all back for this game. But now Jim City has an issue. Gasperini without Hateboer to the end of the season. He's done his cruciates. Koopmeiners due back after the international break after sustaining a knock against Udinese.
Just a couple of minutes to finish this first half. We have to wait and see.
But Demiral is being prepared,
yes,
which makes us wonder as to whether that was an underlying issue that Jim City was already playing with. Immediately pulled up with some pain. What's he done there, Massimo? The groin, perhaps?
I don't know, maybe he was stiff before the match because he had a problem inside, you know, between the hamstrings and the abductor. I say in English, yes, perfect. And when he's like that, your muscle, you can't stay on the pitch.
Atalanta forced into a change before the break. Meri Demiral is on, who did score in this game last season. It's a really good goal too. And a 3-2 victory. Found himself in a very advanced position and smashed the ball into the roof of the net. So he'll have fond memories of this ground. Would have preferred 15-minute warm-up, a bit more warning. Had that change come for the second half, but needs must. Scalvini's let it bounce, and he's given it away to Osimhen. Osimhen has found a cross, but it's comfortable for Musso. There shouldn't be too much in the way of added time. We've had a couple of stoppages for injuries, but thankfully nothing too serious. It was a tight game between Napoli and Lazio. It's been fairly closed encounter here against Atalanta. Is this the quality of the opposition, or is it a case of opposition coaches are now learning how to keep Napoli quiet?
You know, I think that Gasperini is a very tactical coach, so he understands perfectly what he has to do. But if you try to stop Napoli, you couldn't have too much opportunity on the other side, because you can't offend, you can create problems to him when if you start from too low, there is too much field in front of you to attack.
That's something we saw with Roma. Di Lorenzo couldn't feed it through towards Zielinski. Ruggeri, as we move towards added time. 3 added minutes to come at the end of this first half. Duvan Zapata has won a free kick.
Here too, Zapata stopped, controlled the ball, tried to dribble Anguissa, but there were 60 meters between him and the goal. You know, it's not so easy when you are trying to do something but you are too far from the goal.
And since Jim City's gone off, there has been a tweak. That was a risky ball back, but Scalvini now playing left centre-back, Demiral in the middle. Kvaratskhelia taking the throw. That was a strong challenge from Mele, a fair one, and Kvaratskhelia can't believe the decision hasn't gone the way of Napoli. Sombongisa. Spalletti asking Lobotka to stay a bit further up the pitch. It's not happened so far for the league leaders. They're in danger of failing to score in consecutive matches here. And every time they've lost this season, it's been when they haven't scored a goal. At Anfield in matchday 6 of the Champions League, at Inter in the first game of 2023, and most recently here against Lazio 8 days ago. They're also without Mario Rui, and every single defeat for Spalletti's side this season, including the cup exit to Cremonese, has come when Mario Rui has been out of the team, either unavailable through suspension or an unused substitute. Zombongisa, Scalvini didn't collect it. Osimhen, surrounded by white shirts, brilliant hold-up play, but then he played it straight to Ruggeri. Cleared away by Musso, as added time begins to wind down in this first half. Rahmani. Di Lorenzo. Zombongisa for Politano. Is there time for one last attack? Andrea Colombo looks at the watch, and with that he says that will do for the first half. Napoli have had more of the opportunities, but not too many glaring chances for the league leaders. Atalanta keeping them quiet for the moment. We expect plenty more to come in the second period here at the Maradona. So far, so good for Gianpiero Gasperini's side. That was the challenge from Zombongisa on Edison right at the end of this first half. Spalletti unhappy with the decision, but at the break here, the scoreline reads Napoli 0, Atalanta 0.
Bravo, Lorio.
Tutti?
At half-time last Friday, it was goalless between Napoli and Lazio. Then Mattias Vecino scored the only goal for the Biancocelesti. Atalanta were hoping for a similar outcome. They're going to send on Luis Muriel for Rasmus Højlund at the start of this second half. They've already had to make one change following the injury to Jim City. Demiral coming on for him. And a reminder that Napoli were forced into a rethink between the sticks after Meret pulled up in the warm-up. Golini making his Napoli debut against his parent club. Gasperini, I'm sure, will have studied the strategy enacted by Maurizio Sarri and Lazio. They are a different team, of course, to the Biancocelesti, but they might be able to follow their example and emulate the team from Rome. Napoli have had the bulk of the opportunities, but the scoreline still reads goalless. And Atalanta could yet cause an upset here, Massimo Paganin. What do they need to do in the second half to make that a reality?
Now that Muriel is inside for Højlund, something we will change is we will play just a little bit behind Zapata, and Zapata will play just a little bit in front, in the middle. The things that he can't do in the first half because Højlund sometimes occupied that space. And what have to do Atalanta have tried to do their best to create problems to Napoli, because they didn't. Atalanta never had a shot on goal in the first half. So what they tried to do in this second half is try to create some more opportunity, and especially the accuracy of the pass in the last 20 meters have to be better.
Round the corner by Politano. This is Osimhen. Up against Demiral now. He's had several different opponents already tonight. Di Lorenzo. Kim Min-jae. On it goes from Lobotka. Napoli have picked a strong side tonight. They do want to keep winning. Don't want to take anything for granted when it comes to trying to win the Scudetto. Spalletti was asked when he can begin thinking about the league title. He said, as and when. None of our rivals can catch us in terms of points. Certainly none of their rivals are doing a particularly good job of keeping pace with the Partenopei. Inter's loss at Spezia last night, their 8th defeat of the season, far too many. Milan lost their way in January. Lazio and Roma have never really been in the equation, and Juventus lost 5-1 here at the end of January before getting a 15-point penalty. Oliveira with time and space. Now it's Kvaratskhelia. Again they double up on him. Kvaratskhelia with the pace. Lobotka could have let it run. Di Lorenzo was right behind him. Lobotka now for Politano. Politano finding space to deliver. Here's Osimhen! That would have been special.
That could be really a great... It's a great effort anyway. You know, it could be a great goal, but good movement by Napoli that move the ball with 1 or 2 touches when they are far away from the box or the last 20 meters. When they arrive there 1 against 1, they try to find the numbers up of player, and then they cross the ball inside, and Osimhen always is there, try to finish on goal.
Great technique from Osimhen. He makes the run now. Osimhen. Demiral got close enough to make the block. Osimhen optimistically asking for a penalty for handball. Demiral's reaction suggests that it clearly caught his back. But Osimhen's gone close already in just 3.5 second half minutes. Napoli going in search of the breakthrough here. The crowd can sense it too. Politano takes the corner. Musso in charge. Lobotka's done well to win the header. He's not known for his ability in the air. Another look at this brilliant coordination from Osimhen. Had it been either side of Musso, he would have been struggling. Osimhen seeking his 50th goal for Napoli in all competitions. Mele. Zapata. Not a bad ball towards Muriel, who got in front of his marker.
He did the right movement, but he anticipated just a little bit Muriel, because he was in front of the ball when the ball right there, and he couldn't had that ball on target.
Zombonguisa, Politano. Here's Osimhen. His first touch wasn't the best. Still Osimhen. Di Lorenzo running beyond him. Well tracked by Martin de Roon. But Napoli know how good Osimhen is in those big open spaces, which is why they're trying to feed him. Kvaratskhelia. Zielinski. Zombonguisa. One well by de Roon. This is Ederson. Again, Atalanta having to cover so much ground when they do regain possession. But Muriel capable of doing that. Still Muriel. Ederson now holding off Rahmani. Di Lorenzo turned into trouble and eventually gets a goal kick off Muriel. Osimhen once again trying to challenge Demiral. He's won a corner.
The ball with the man for Napoli have too much time and space to think what he have to do, and also there is too much space between the defense line and the midfield player that are going up, try to press, you know, but Osimhen have a lot of space to attack.
And it comes from Zielinski, up and away by de Roon. Then Muriel stood his ground well. Zapata trying to cause problems for Lobotka. It's a good first touch. Atalanta's bid for the top 4 is not out of the equation. Started this match in 6th, but just 4 points off the top 4. Oliveira, as he turned inside. Rafael Toloi was there to win it back. Kim, now Kvaratskhelia. He's done well, still Kvaratskhelia. Zielinski's touch was loose. Politano, Zielinski away from Scalvini. Still Piotr Zielinski, who wants handball against Edison. Kvaratskhelia couldn't hit the target.
And again, what a play by Napoli, because they won all the second ball. They pay attention, they know exactly where the ball will arrive, and they are there. You know, here is Politano that received the ball, and then Kvaratskhelia that was immediately there. Under pressure, Atalanta, Scalvini didn't do well in that situation. He will see an opportunity for Napoli.
Osimhen unhappy, but also Politano, Massimo. He won the challenge there. Kvaratskhelia then got the shot away very quickly. Is there any argument to say that Politano deserved to shoot, having won the tackle?
Because he's left and the other one is right, you know, he could shoot on goal with his left foot. It was the same thing. Or Kvaratskhelia, immediately Kvaratskhelia took the decision to shoot on goal. Maybe we saw Osimhen that wanted a different finishing by him.
And there was the element of surprise there with Kvaratskhelia shooting so quickly as soon as he pounced on the loose ball. But if Atalanta could emulate Lazio, they would pull to within just 2 points off the top 4. Roma currently occupying that final Champions League place on 47 points. It's a foul by Andre Franck Zambonguissa. And Atalanta have some winnable matches coming up. Empoli on St Patrick's Day, that's on Friday for Gianpiero Gasperini. Then after the international break, they go to Cremona, not far from Bergamo, for a game against the team struggling second from bottom, Cremonese. Before Bologna go to Bergamo. The start of the second week of April, so if they could get a result here, there is scope for them to really put the pressure on the sides above them. Di Lorenzo, Lobotka. Kim. Zambonguissa belatedly told by the crowd almost that he had time and space to turn. He wasn't aware of it. Politano running at Ruggeri and Scalvini. Still no way through for the home side. Oliveira. Osimhen felt he was caught. Demiral comes away with the ball. This is Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Now Osimhen getting back to his feet. Kvaratskhelia. Once again, he doesn't work the goalkeeper.
Another chance, but the movement, the run by the players without the ball. Here we see again Oliveira that run without the ball to the defense and create the time and space for Kvaratskhelia to shot. Maybe it wasn't the best finishing, but the effort was good, and especially the movement of the players without the ball for Spalletti is fundamental if you want to play football.
That's a foul by Rahmani. Napoli still without Jack Raspadori through injury, but they do have Giovanni Simeone, who's been recently recalled to the Argentina squad. The reigning world champions under Lionel Scaloni. Zapata unhappy with the challenge there from Rahmani, which he felt might have deserved a yellow card. Mele. Muriel. They can keep clean sheets, Atalanta. Musso's had 8 of them so far this season, all in the league. 2 shutouts recently, that goalless draw against Udinese and on that trip to Rome when they won 2-0 against Lazio, a game which featured a stunning finish from Davide Zappacosta. Politano. Lobotka keeps it moving. Oliveira, Zielinski. Lobotka now for Di Lorenzo. And Ruggeri outfoxed by the bounce of the ball.
Well done by Ruggeri, because he read well that situation. Lobotka with the heads up saw the movement of Di Lorenzo.
Here's the movement of Politano for Osimhen, and it's again narrowly off target.
Very close again. Here we see a set piece and Politano that received that ball perfectly inside the box, and Osimhen again, he finds the right timing to attack that ball, just flick the ball on the far post. Very unlucky.
Napoli are getting closer. Osimhen really fired up, going in search of 2 round numbers, 2 milestones. It could be 20 goals in this league season, and it could be a half-century in Napoli colours. Osimhen controlling it brilliantly and finding Kvaratskhelia. Kvicha, Kvaratskhelia, and still Kvaratskhelia! He's not just player of the month, he might well be player of the season. No longer a revelation, now a guarantee of goals for Luciano Spalletti. Any other player would have let fly, but he still had a drop of the shoulder up his sleeve, and no wonder Aurelio De Laurentiis is smiling, because Kvicha Kvaratskhelia has given Napoli the lead.
Napoli ha segnato con il numero 77, Kvicha!
They arrive close to the goal, and at the end they have it. They deserve that. They have their reward. Here we see again, they steal the ball. Anguissa, what a ball he had, and Osimhen, a ball to Kvaratskhelia that arrived inside the box. 3 men, he made move 3 men, and what a finishing, you know, absolutely stunning finishing. Great goal by Napoli, but they deserve that because, you know, they arrived really close. But what a team this season is Napoli.
What a team Napoli are, and what a star player they possess in their mercurial, brilliant left winger, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. A standing ovation from Spalletti, and not just him, the whole of the Maradona besides. And in that interview with the Nigeria head coach, Jose Poseiro, he was asked to choose between Lookman and Osimhen. He said that's like choosing between your parents, like choosing between mum and dad. I would wager it's a similar sentiment for Napoli fans when it comes to selecting either Osimhen or Kvaratskhelia as to who is the higher in their affections. But when Osimhen doesn't score, Kvara tends to find the net.
Because they play together, one for the other, you know, and that's what Osimhen do in that situation. The perfect solution. He just, with the heads up, he was waiting for the movement by Kvaratskhelia, and he served the perfect ball. It wasn't easy because Kvaratskhelia had to dribble 3 men. What he did was absolutely fantastic.
It will be frustrating for Atalanta, having held firm for an hour, but eventually Napoli's greater individual quality really counted. And just how far can he go, Kvaratskhelia? Not only this season, and we'll talk about Napoli's Champions League chances in a moment, but in terms of his career, is he a potential Ballon d'Or winner?
I don't know, we have just to wait and see. This is the first season, he's doing absolutely great things. But just to wait, you know. And we do not have to put him on too much pressure, but he's doing really great things.
Napoli are doing great things, and everyone is buying in. Juan Jesus and Simeone, 2 of the substitutes there, immediately dashing across to Kvaratskhelia. to acclaim yet another masterpiece in a season full of outrageously good solo goals. Did it against Monza, scored a stunner at Sassuolo, and now it's an awesome effort against Atalanta. But what really struck me, Massimo, was his composure, how much time he seemed to have on the ball before eventually shooting.
Yeah, that's, you know, what a great player are doing. They take time when they are in a difficult situation. He was in a difficult situation. He took his time for a great finishing. That's very important. You know, it's not for all. It's not for all, because when you are inside the box, sometimes you are too in a hurry.
Politano has overhit the ball in. Easy enough for Musso. And whereas Osimhen was signed for a big fee from Lille, it was a relatively moderate-sized transfer fee, one that brought Kvaratskhelia to the club. Napoli have pressed high up the pitch again. Politano. Di Lorenzo for Osimhen. Atalanta get it clear. Pasalic looking for Zapata, well in by Rahmani. Politano. Sea of white shirts in the eye line of Politano, so he sensibly goes home to Rahmani. Oliveira. There was a foul there on Zielinski, but the numbers are extraordinary for Kvaratskhelia. That's 13 goals now in all competitions, 11 of them in Serie A. He has 9 assists in the league as well. Incredible. Politano has worked hard for just over an hour. Elmas, who settled the reverse fixture with that goal in Bergamo, will replace him on the right wing, again showing all of his versatility. And Tanguy Ndombele is the man who's going to relieve Piotr Zielinski. Zielinski is one of the players. There are only 2 now because Meret didn't play tonight. The other one is Lobotka, that is featured in every single one of Napoli's 34 games across all competitions. And this is the benefit of 5 substitutes. No change in system, presumably, Massimo.
No, I don't think so. Spalletti used to play with the same system because the players gave him, you know, different solution because they have different qualities, but the system now he will not change for sure. It's a pleasure to see Napoli because every player, especially the player without the ball, they are moving to give solution to the teammates that have the ball in that moment.
Taken short for Zombonguissa, bulldozing his way through. Di Lorenzo. Now it's Oliveira. Pasalic has won the tackle. Muriel looking for Pasalic. Oliveira chasing back, having made the initial mistake. Kim Min-jae. And now everyone on the edge of their seats for Kvaratskhelia. Unable to get the return pass from Osimhen. Musso taking a chance and conceding a corner. Was there any need for that?
No, they were under pressure. Anyway, as I said, Napoli do not give time and space. They are pressing very high. They are always there. They're winning all the second ball, so it's not so easy to play against them, really, this season. They are unbelievable.
Unbelievably good and unbelievably difficult to play against. Another set piece then for the league leaders. Elmas takes the corner. Oliveira's head away by Pasalic, and Oliveira clattered into Zapata, and Ndombele's effort either way was well kept out by Musso.
L'unica sostituzione nel filo dell'Atalanta c'è il numero 3 Maele.
Joachim Mele is the next Atalanta player to make way. So too Mario Pasalic, Jeremy Boga about to be introduced, and with him Davide Zappacosta. Di Lorenzo.
Sorry, the same for Atalanta. No. Yes, sorry. The same for Atalanta. That the system will not change with Boga inside. 3-4-2-1 with Zappacosta that will play as a wing back on the right.
Good first touch, Ndombele. Now it's Oliveira. Kvaratskhelia. The reverse ball for Ndombele. Decided against the first-time cutback. Cleared by Derone. Well in again by Kim, so aggressive. Ndombele. Zombongiza. Gets it back from Elmas. Lobotka. Lovely one-touch football, at least it was, until they played it straight to Zappacosta. Was he caught there? Gasperini certainly thought so.
But have you seen these? There were 5 against 1 immediately 5 against 1. They are really aggressive. They understand what they have to do and how they have to do it. And immediately, if they feel that there is the situation that it could be a dangerous situation for them, immediately they stop.
Napoli hoping to bounce straight back with a clean sheet, having conceded that goal to Matthias Vecino and Lazio. It was 532 minutes that Meret went without conceding between that goal from Stefan El-Shaarawy and Vecino. Politano might well be required again on Wednesday against Frankfurt. Zapata, he's got Zappacosta running beyond him, and there's Kim to win the sliding challenge. And you can hear that chorus of Kim every time he steps in. Kvaratskhelia will have plenty of suitors in the summer, but his agent has already said that he only ever envisages playing for Napoli in Italy. So if he is to leave this club, it will be to go abroad. Zapata. Now in it comes from Zappacosta. Muriel brought it down and he's asking for handball against Elmas. Paolo Valeri is the video assistant referee, who will be conversing as we speak with Andrea Colombo, the match official. But Muriel's appeals were fairly convincing. Osimhen coming away with the ball. This is Zombongiza. Elmas in plenty of space, so too Kvaratskhelia. Here he is now. Kvaratskhelia, can he do it again? Elmas tried to turn, and Rafael Toloi with the all-important challenge.
But again, what a piece of play by Napoli, because they're coming back. They build up from the back in a very, very difficult situation. But they didn't lose the ball. They maintained the ball possession and they create that situation. Really great play by Napoli. He will see again. No, it wasn't a handball. Maybe on the shoulder, but...
A reminder, the shoulder does not count. It's the forearm and below. Napoli on course to take their tally to 68 points from 26 matches, courtesy of what would be 22 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses. Muriel trying to change that. Muriel! Golini had to make a save finally after 72 minutes.
First effort by Atalanta, and Muriel just had to do all on his own. Golini was there, no problem for him.
Muriel is still stuck on 99 goals in Serie A, desperate to find that one to take him into three figures. Muriel with the corner, Zapata! And Golini hung on and clung on well.
2 chances in few minutes. This one, well done by Zapata, good header. But Golini was there. Maybe he slept just a little bit.
Did well to make sure his weight was on his front foot, so he didn't end up taking the ball back over the goal line. Oliveira with the pace to drive forward. Good covering challenge from Edison. The game becoming stretched now. Zapata looking to stretch Kim Min-jae. Gasperini continues to bellow instructions at his players. He feels they can grab a leveler here. Scalvini. Ruggeri. And now it's Boga. Stepping away from Elmas. Boga with the ball in. There was Kim again. And Zombongisa has got a toe to the ball. Osimhen there ahead of Demiral. And he's kept it in play. Brilliant centre-forward play once again. Such a handful, Victor Osimhen. Now, Napoli have lost Meret in the warm-up. They've got Frankfurt here on Wednesday, lest we forget. Now Kim is down.
Yeah, problem with the calf, I think. Hughes again, what a stunning finish it was. That one, three players that go on a side and he's going on the other side. Unbelievable, really, really fantastic, that one.
It's one of those days when you say, I was there when Kvaratskhelia scored against Atalanta. And having not played against this opposition back in November, he was certainly keen to make his mark. That was the challenge from Kim, and immediately we saw him grimacing in pain. And Napoli are going to be forced into a substitution. And you can see from Kvaratskelia's reaction that they are concerned here. All of the headlines have been dominated this season by Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia, understandably, but Kim has been fabulous. Juan Jesus coming on for him.
Yeah, he did really well. As I said, anyway, they would change one player. I don't think a lot will change during this match. We have just to wait and see, because 15 minutes left. And we have to wait for the next match against Eintracht Frankfurt.
Kim has been able to walk off the pitch unattended, which is encouraging. This might just be a precaution as well, given Napoli's big lead in Serie A and given the importance of that game against Eintracht. But naturally they would have preferred for him to stay on the pitch. He has once again negotiated a match without getting a yellow card, so fitness permitting, he would play against Torino next weekend. Napoli going in search of a second. In it comes from Elmas, Rahmani, and there it is! Amir Rahmani with a towering leap. Kim going off with an injury, but it's the other centre-back which has surely sealed another victory for Napoli. He's scored against Juventus, he's found the net against Atalanta, and Napoli on course for another major scalp.
Napoli ha segnato con il numero 13, Amir.
Here we see again too much space and time for him. Zapata arriving late there, and he can head the ball and put the ball on the bottom corner on the right side. Maybe Musa can do better than that. We can see from here, you know, he didn't arrive on that ball. He just tried to punch that ball, not a deflection. He arrived late, and 2-0 for Napoli. He will see again, he was there, Musa. You know, he just tried to slap the ball away, but arriving late.
Perhaps a mistake from Musa, but take nothing away from the header from Rahmani. And just as Kim had come off, to concerned looks on the faces around the Maradona, so Rahmani has surely ended Atalanta's fading hopes of coming away with anything from this match, and Napoli are surely headed 18 points clear once again. Zapata releasing Ruggeri, and there's Rahmani back doing his usual work. Golini trying to make sure his new teammates stay switched on. In it comes for Zapata, away by Osimhen. Now Kvaratskhelia determined to try and win the ball back. Zappacosta. Rafael Toloi. A run out again for Juan Jesus. He does seem to be the preferred backup. Zombonguissa. It's an ambitious ball for Osimhen. His first touch wasn't the best. Zappacosta is very quick. And you get the sense that Osimhen has basically got an agreement, a tacit one, with Spalletti, that he doesn't get taken off, at least not until he's found the net in Serie A. Absolutely determined to finish the campaign as capocannoniere. Elmas, Di Lorenzo, came off Edison last. Napoli have never made it to the Champions League or European Cup, as it used to be known, quarter-finals. They look well set to do that. 2-0 first leg lead against Eintracht Frankfurt. How far can they go in that competition, Massimo?
I don't know, it's not so easy because they have to face, you know, great teams as Bayern Munich at the moment. I think Real Madrid will pass through against Liverpool, and I think also Manchester City. And there is Benfica too, that is doing really well in this Champions League. But anyway, this is the year where Napoli have to try to achieve the best that they can. So they have to think in big.
You heard it there. Dream bigger, it's the Paris Saint-Germain tagline. They've once again bowed out of Europe's Premier Club competition, but Napoli have the chance not only to end a 33-year wait for domestic silverware, but also potentially to get some more European trophies, having won the UEFA Cup when Maradona was with the club. You mentioned several of the teams there, Massimo. We've got Milan in the draw for the quarter-finals too. Inter potentially, if they can manage their first leg lead against Porto. There is scope for an all-Italian tie in the last 8 of the Champions League. It's an open draw. Kvaratskhelia, too strong for Zappacosta. Scalvini knocked him over. On we go, because Elmas has it. It runs again for Elmas. Came off the heel of Osimhen just as he looked to be released in the channel. And Ndombele. Elmas takes over. One back by Edison. Derone needs some help. Edison's played it against Lobotka. Once again, Napoli with that coordinated press.
Very lucky Scalvini in that situation, because the referee decided to leave the ball goes. He will see again, because he was booked in the first half.
And that really could and perhaps should have been a second yellow card, and Kvaratskhelia indeed asking why exactly mercy has been shown to the Atalanta teenager and why it remains 11 against 11. Zappacosta. Kvaratskhelia told to track back by Spalletti. Zappacosta. Now he can look for Zapata. Still Duvan Zapata. If he can get the shot away. This is Ruggeri. It's a good save from Golini. He's been kept busy in the last few minutes. Third save in quick succession. Toloi's given it away. Victor Osimhen with too heavy a touch.
They couldn't control that ball, but Atalanta did well because Zappacosta drive the ball inside. Kvaratskhelia didn't follow him until the end, and Zappacosta had the opportunity to serve Zapata inside the box. After that, Zapata drive the ball and give the ball to Ruggeri for a shot.
Zapata stepping away from Oliveira. Good ball into, cleared away by Rahmani. Duron for Boga, and now Toloi. Rafael Toloi once more. Lobotka continues to work tirelessly. Edison. Not too many options in white ahead of him. Here's one, Zappacosta. Zappacosta with the cutback, and Rahmani always tends to read where the ball is headed. Zappacosta couldn't challenge for it. He knew he'd come back from an offside position.
He was just power, not accuracy, you know, on that power. I know that the angle was very tight, but he just tried to shoot with power.
Victor Osimhen is absolutely furious with himself for having not scored tonight. Back-to-back league matches now for the league's top scorer without scoring. Kvaratskhelia, having got the opening goal, will put his feet up for what remains. Alessio Zerbin with a rare appearance for the first team. Only his 10th game of the season. Only one of those has come from the start. The other player coming on, Simeone, fresh off that Argentina call-up. This the smart reflexes from Golini, and he's desperate to mark his debut for Napoli with a clean sheet, especially against his parent club. Zerbin. Scalvini. Demiral. Ball did just cross the touchline. Osimhen will have another opportunity to reach 20 goals by the time he goes to Torino next weekend. Napoli play on Sunday. They'll be hoping to be in the Champions League quarter-final draw, which is on Friday. Does appear unlikely that Osimhen will be challenging that all-time goal-scoring record in a single season. Gonzalo Higuain and Ciro Immobile with 36. He's on 19, only just halfway beyond that tally, and Spalletti telling him to keep his chin up. But if you're a Napoli fan, that's what you want to see from your top scorer when he's not finding the net. He's absolutely raging.
Yes, he's absolutely fantastic anyway. You know, he made an assist to Kvaratskhelia, but he did a great performance tonight anyway.
Headed away by Edison. We had 3 added minutes at the end of the first half. Should have at least that same number in this second period. Osimhen did make his mark in the reverse fixture with that really impressive header from a Zielinski cross. Elmas. Napoli sending out a message again to their rivals. That loss against Lazio was the exception, certainly not the rule. which team is going to be their closest challengers. It feels like we speculate as to this every single week. In the past it was Milan, then it was Inter, for a time it was Lazio, might soon be Roma at this stage.
Yes, but you know, every time Napoli lose one game, we are thinking that now something will happen. But you know, as they did tonight, really, it's their season. And as I said, when it's your season, you have to dream big. It's really important. And what I have to do is just to pass through the next round in Champions League, and then waiting for the next rival, the next challenge.
Here comes Lookman, better late than never. He'll be scratching his head as to why he didn't get more of an opportunity tonight. Toloi makes way, Derone takes the armband, and Lookman, who is Atalanta's top scorer with it, a dozen goals in Serie A, 14 all told, will only be afforded 90 seconds plus any added time. Cleared away by Ruggeri. Easy for Lobotka. Now it's Lookman. Di Lorenzo tracking back and immediately dispossessing the substitute. Stanislav Lobotka. Ndombele. Simeone couldn't get in ahead of Demiral. Zappacosta. Zapata for Boga. Boga shown inside, looking for Muriel. Back came Ndombele. Zerbin. Careless in possession, but he was nudged by Derone. It doesn't feel he's necessarily always got the fair decision out of the referee today. Zerbin certainly took a chance there by turning into trouble, and you can see what Gianpiero Gasperini makes of that particular decision. Continuing to make his feelings known to the match official. 4 added minutes then here at the Maradona. Oliveira for Ndombele, and now Zombonguisa. Atalanta will need to regroup after this, try and keep their season on track. It was a really tough end to 2022 for them, including that defeat against Napoli. They lost 3 straight matches to close out the most recent calendar year.
I think, Patrick, that all of us expected just a little bit more from Atalanta, because they didn't play, in Europe. They have a lot of time to prepare all the matches, but they didn't do so well, especially in the last 6 matches that they did, because they lose, they have the gap in the last 6 matches.
Indeed, it's looking like 4 defeats from their last half a dozen games in Serie A. And they do need to be careful that they're not overhauled by the likes of Juventus, who started the weekend 7 behind them. Zerbin. It's their time for Napoli to pick off Atalanta one last time. Elmas turned down Oliveira. Elmas was caught by Edison. And now who's going to take charge of this set piece? Another look at the header by Rahmani, and as you said, Massimo, Musso did seem to get there, just didn't connect as he would have liked. It was within his grasp, and his teammates' reaction suggests that they felt he could have saved it as well. Is there one final flourish to come? Ndombele, Zombonguisa and Elmas all stood in attendance. It does look like Might be the Cameroon international wearing 99. Zombongisa with the free kick. It was always clearing the crossbar. Atalanta unable to continue their excellent recent record on this ground, having won 4 of their previous 8 trips in all competitions. They'd only lost twice in that sequence, yet well beaten tonight. Combination of a stunning solo goal from Kvaratskhelia and then Napoli making the most of a set piece. Ruggeri. The flags aren't just here, they're decorating the city already. City of Naples bathed in blue. It's now a question of when, not if, they'll win the Scudetto. Boga, Demiral, time to measure across, Zappacosta, and Rahmani very calmly finds his goalkeeper.
And when you're confident, you do things like that. You know, it's really calm inside the box. There were 3 opponents close to him, and he decided to do the right thing.
The Lazio loss was but a bump in the road. Napoli resumed their serene passage towards a first Scudetto in more than 3 decades. Victor Osimhen didn't score, but Kvaratskhelia did, and how. Rahmani grabbing a second as part of 2 second-half goals. It's another clean sheet for the league leaders. They make the most of Inter's slip-up at Spezia to go 18 points clear at the top. And now it's a question of just how many more wins do they need before they can begin celebrating in earnest. Full-time score at the Maradona. Napoli 2, Atalanta 0.